Gav, thank you very much for agreeing to be interviewed in this feature for The Buzz.
You're most welcome.
I've actually got a list here of questions from Messe Frankfurt Middle East colleagues that want to know a little bit more, or a lot more, about our operations director. I'm sure you're the last original now, aren't you? Because Abdeen's retired, Michael Dean's left. So you're the longest standing colleague of Messe Frankfurt Middle East.
The history, just briefly, was 1998, joined Epoch, did all sorts of jobs, including sales, operations, marketing, basically everything. And in 2002, Messe Frankfurt basically took over Epoch. And so officially, unofficially, it's been about nearly 20 years.
20 years. Yeah. And of course, before that, you're also in exhibition industry before you joined
within Informa, known as IIR at the time, and with another company called International Conference and Exhibitions that did the Big Five. And that was like, you were talking about 1994.
Wow.
So yeah, so it's been about...
How old was I then?
You're probably not born at the time.
12 years old, I think I was at that time.
I've been in the industry doing all sorts of jobs, sales mainly in the beginning. Had a bit of marketing experience, did some operations, did check collections, etc. And in 2009, I had the opportunity of basically looking at operations, which was something new. So I took up that challenge, and here we are. A couple of years later, still loving that job. Yeah.
So 20 years Messe Frankfurt Middle East. What are your sort of the most memorable moments or stories that you can sort of recollect at Messe Frankfurt? I mean, like...
We probably need a couple of hours, But most of my experiences have been in the operation industry and, the on-site work with my team. There are so many things that happen, and it's hard to really remember most of these important ones. Challenging. We've always had the doors open at 10 o'clock, and that will be the main objective. And after that, you kind of relax. So, and you look back on the stories, and there's so many of them. Exhibitors, visitors, we deal with so many people during that time. So,
I remember that year, actually Andy was telling me about with Intersec. I think it was 2009 when former President Bush came to Dubai.
Yes.
So they shut down the whole Sheikh Zayed roads. And then there was also, I think there was also a rainstorm or something.
Yes.
I think.
There were three things that happened at that show, which were very interesting. And so the first thing was Bush. No one could get to the venue. All the roads were shut down. So people were really struggling. And the only exhibitors at the show were the people who stayed at the Ibis or Novotel. And they came to the stand, and there was absolutely no one there.
Exhibitors only.
Yeah. The next day, it rained so heavily that the entire Dubai was kind of flooded. So that was another day which was wasted. And on the third day, there was a huge fire in Hall 5, if I remember well, in the hall.
These are the fun times to be involved in the exhibition industry, eh?
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of incidents like that. So that was a serious one. Beauty World being moved from the exhibition center Dubai to the Airport Expo. They gave us a month to do that.
Really?
Yeah, so we literally were parking on the runway.
That's when you earn your money, yeah?
That's when you do that.
So as someone who's been in this industry for a long time, more than 20 years, obviously Messe Frankfurt and prior to that IIR, someone who is starting out in the industry, in the exhibitions industry, what would your sort of 3 pieces of advice?
The motto of my team, which is known as Black Operations, is you should always find a solution to the problem. And that's how we operate. And if you can actually, use that in your day-to-day life, it'll be a little bit easier. Work hard, of course, do what you have to do, and learn and know about your job. Know what you're doing. Know about whatever you're selling or whatever you have to know the product. And of course, the rest will follow. And you always will find a solution to the problem at the end of the day.
Always find a solution to the problem, that's your motto, yeah?
Yep.
What do you enjoy the most about working in this industry and Messe Frankfurt Middle East?
Well, basically, it starts off with my team. We are very close, we are almost very family orientated. We know each other, we know what we expect of each other. I lead them to the best of I can by example. And most of them do follow that. But yeah, I mean, Messe Frankfurt's been a great company to work for all through the years. Ups and downs here and there, but it's a great place to work. I think it's just teamwork, basically. It all comes together as a team. When we go on site, it's not just operations, it's sales, it's marketing, it's you guys. We come together, it's the contractors, electricians, everyone come together and then we end up with this big, massive,
pulling off a great show,
beautiful exhibition. I think it's all to do with teamwork. Without that, it doesn't work very well. If it's a kind of a selfish me, myself, and I, it doesn't work.
That's enough about work, I think. Let's get on to the fun stuff.
Oh yes, yeah, of course.
Always see you walking around the
always
office.
got the glasses. We always have to have the glasses. Yeah.
I'm going to go through these questions here. First one: what is your favorite '90s jam?
So would that be a song?
Yeah.
So as we discussed it a little earlier on off camera, I did a jam with the All-Star Band for the last global staff meeting.
How long have you been playing for the drums, and how did you get into it?
From a young age, I used to tap around on some pots and pans. I used to irritate my mother and stuff.
The little jamming
here and there. And I think it was when I was 21, I saw a friend of mine who was a real brilliant drummer. And I said, I want to do that. And I asked him to teach me. So it's been a couple of years now. So learned from him, and then started jamming in India. We formed a band. We did a lot of shows together, and finally came here and tried to keep up. It was not easy because of municipality laws, rules and regulations. You need a license, etc.
Is that right?
But yeah, now it's calmed down a bit. It's a lot better now. A lot better now.
Yeah, as I said, you play at Jebel Ali, so
yep.
If anyone wants to see your band play, come head
drop
down
on
to the
Friday.
Jebel Ali Club every Friday evening.
Brunch, a lovely brunch over there. I'm not promoting the club here, but yeah. So you can come anytime, any Friday.
I think I head along there. And obviously, global staff meeting next year. You are going to be playing.
Yep.
What about your other hobbies? Because obviously, I mean, you play golf. We've played golf before. We've sent golf clubs flying and crashed golf carts and almost been blacklisted from. Got your motorbikes, your cars, your dogs. I mean, you're quite a big hobby man, huh?
Well, try to do as much as I can. Life is short. Try to cram in everything. Sometimes a bit obsessive. I like to play pool, any type of game. And as time is going by, I'm trying to put slots in my life. So I cycle, I play golf, I ride motorcycles, and try to fit everything into the busy schedule. So generally love to be outdoor.
Your favorite movie genre? I mean, you just mentioned you watched The Irishman. Is that, would you say gangster movies is your favorite movie genre?
Kind of, yeah. I mean, I enjoy that type of stuff, like the series on Netflix, which was Queen of the South, and El Chapo, and Escobar, and all the Narcos and stuff. Gangster. Drifted on to a bit of horror. Didn't get much out of that, but yeah. Mainly this type, and of course thrillers, suspense movies and that type. Yeah.
What's something like this? What's something you know that we don't? I'm sure there's lots that you know that we don't. But
I know nothing.
It's probably too many answers for that, I guess.
Yes.
When was the last time you did something for the first time, and what was that?
I think it was, that's a good one.
There's nothing you haven't done, eh? For the first time.
I try. I mean, I'm looking at, in Dubai we have the opportunity to jump out of planes and stuff, so I'm thinking on those type of terms.
Maybe do skydiving, that might be the next thing.
And that would be a first, something like that,
What is your guilty pleasure?
I won't be able
Nothing dirty.
I won't be able to say that on camera. That's interesting again. I mean, as I said, I love eating sweets. So at the moment, being on this newfound avoidance of any type of sugars, we went for a party the other day, and I was looking at that cake and said, that would be a guilty pleasure. Having a slice of that. So far, staying strong. Yeah,
because you are on you're on a new diet now, aren't you, for the last month or so?
Yeah, I am. It was from my colleague Carla, and we did this thing about carbs. So previous to that, my team and myself were looking at this thing called the intermittent diet, where you fast for 16 hours and you pig out for 8 hours, and that didn't work. But this is very effective. So if you do want to lose weight, lose the carbs and the sugar, and do a little bit of exercise.
And you've lost quite a bit of weight since you started, right?
Yeah, I'm looking up 8-10 kgs now, feeling more healthy, more active. Yeah.
What's the worst injury you've had? I know you've had some pretty brutal ones, haven't you?
Yes, I have. The worst one was in 2006. I broke my back on a motorcycle. riding at very high speeds, crushed my vertebrae, 16-hour operation. The doctor said I might not walk again. And the recovery was about 6 to 8 months of hospitals and bed and standing up straight, but that would be the worst. Still affected by it. I've got titanium in my back up to now. I get stopped at the airport a lot.
The beepers go crazy every time you go through security. Yeah?
I was very, very close to being paralyzed.
Happy to see you walking and going strong now.
Yeah, but like
cycling and motorcycling.
And Nana said you have to get back on the horse, right?
She did. She says that all the time. If you could be any animal in the world for a day, which day? And let's say which animals.
For a long time, I've always been fascinated with dragons for some reason. I've got tattoos with dragons and stuff, but I think I would be a wolf.
Yeah.
For some reason.
To
be, they're really courageous, and if you read about wolves, they're a different type of species. So probably a wolf.
Okay, the wolf.
31st of December.
31st of December. Wolf on the 31st of December.
Yeah.
Is that going to be you at this 31st of December?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Gav, cheers, mate. Thanks for
Thank you very much.
Sport. And,
thanks for your time.
Yeah.
Cheers.